This is a paid program for the Atari Jaguar.
Every great story has a great beginning. And this story, our story, begins with this. The Atari Jaguar system.
The Jaguar was released in 1993 by legends of the industry Atari. With less than 150 units sold in its 3-year lifespan, the Jaguar was not a success, and its failure prompted Atari to exit the console business. I did not really have any experience with the Jaguar as a kid. I didn't know anyone who had one, and I don't ever really remember seeing them in stores. I do remember the commercials though, and the advertisements in gaming magazines. This lady's face is forever burned into my subconscious. I was extremely young when the console was on the market, but their marketing campaign worked on my young mind incredibly well. I really wanted one of these. 64 bits? Good gravy, that's a lot of bits. I thought it would be fun to take a quick look at a dozen games for the console and see what all those bits gets us. Let's take a quick dive into the Atari Jaguar Library. First up, we have Alien vs. Predator. It's always been my understanding that this is one of those killer apps for the console, so I was actually really excited to check this one out. Let me start off by saying it has great atmosphere. It's really spooky and scary, and gives you an unsettling feel. The graphics do look pretty nice, I think. I got absolutely terrified, like scared out of my skin when I got attacked with a facehugger. I played as the Marine here, because I figured that would be the easiest for me to wrap my head around. And playing as the Marine was actually a lot of fun. Now, it is my understanding from what I've heard that the Marine is the least fun character to play as, but I'm going to assume since I had fun playing as the Marine, I'm going to enjoy playing as the Alien and Predator very much also. This is definitely one I'm going to come back to, and I can see why this game is held in such high regard. Cool stuff. Up next, we have Atari Karts. I have played this before a few times. It's in the Atari 50th Anniversary Collection. The first thing I want to say here is that, what is with this questionable character choice that we have here? Who the heck are these characters? The only one I know is Bentley Bear, which, of course, I chose him because I know who that is. Who the heck are these people? Graphically, it's okay. It's nothing really super impressive. I don't know if I really see the 64-bitness of it, but it looks okay. I did have some fun with this, but overall, I will say it feels bland, especially when compared to, Mario Kart. I'm sure this would be a lot more fun in multiplayer. That's something I haven't tried yet, but I'm definitely going to try to play this with other people sometime soon because I'm sure that actually is a lot of fun. I will definitely play this one more. Up next is Breakout 2000. I love the Breakout series. I always have since I was a little kid. On consoles without paddle controls, I'm usually pretty worried because it's really a game that you need that precise analog control. But I'm happy to say that playing this with the D-pad actually works quite well. They did a good job with that here. It's got some really funky music. I love the music in this. Very good. But it was not really what I was expecting with the perspective shift here. It looked very different than what I was expecting. And just overall, I think there's a lot of neat ideas here. and I'm excited to sit down and give this one more time. Very cool. Up next, we have Bubsy and Fractured Furry Tales. Whoa. This is what can go wrong. So me and Bubsy are not very good friends. I've never really enjoyed his games very much. Really don't like the first Bubsy. Second Bubsy is a little bit better. I know more about Bubsy 3D's reputation than experience with the game. That's one I have to take a closer look at. I haven't really played it very much, but this may be the worst Bubsy game that I have played. Bubsy moves way too freaking fast. He jumps like crap, and the camera movement is just weird, and it all just combines to just make this mess of a game that feels awful to play. And all of this is coupled with one-hit deaths, which just means you're just running into random enemies because you're moving too fast and you just can't move out of the way. And I will say, I didn't make it past the first level here. I do like this Alice in Wonderland theme that's going on. I think that looks cool. I think the graphics actually look pretty nice, colorful, bright. But this one's just painful. I'm afraid that I'll probably find a reason that I have to play this again one day, but man, I'm going to try to push that off as long as possible. Not a good one.
Oh, sure. Let's all torch the Bubster.
Up next is Club Drive. I've heard of this one. I think I've seen a couple of people talk about it before. The graphics, it kind of hurts my eyes here. It's not very good. It's a weird concept, too. I thought this was going to be like a straight-up racing game. It is not. You're, like, driving around collecting these little ball things. The first one, you're also, like, tiny in a house, which I always enjoy that. It just doesn't look good here. I do like the Pong playing on the television. I thought that was a neat touch, I guess. But, like, here, like, in the second level here, I was just literally driving around in circles, and just balls were appearing, and I was just getting the balls as I went around in the circle. It just wasn't very engaging. I like the vocal sound effects. I like the all right after you pick up a ball. But overall, I'm just gonna say I am not terribly impressed with Club Drive.
All right.
Up next, we have Cybermorph. Where did you learn to fly? Finally, some of that 64-bit power. I can see it. You know what? I thought this was going to be pretty bad. I thought I wasn't going to like this. It has kind of a reputation, too, because of AVGN. But I think it's actually pretty good. My biggest complaint about it is the less than stellar draw distance. That got kind of annoying and kind of hurt the gameplay a good bit, but I actually had a lot of fun. I did make it through almost the entire first stage without that famous catchphrase, but at the very end, I happened to run into something, and I was satiated. I'm pretty excited that I enjoyed this so much, and I'll definitely be coming back to this.
Good work. Portal now open. Where did you learn to fly? Where did you learn to fly?
And up next, we have Doom. First thing that I noticed that I thought was kind of a bummer is there's no music here. But it does look pretty good. And honestly, it plays great. I had a lot of fun playing this. You know, Doom ports of this era can be pretty hit or miss, but I had a lot of fun with this. I didn't want to stop playing. And yeah, it felt like Doom. Very, very cool. I'm curious to see how this actually stacks up against the other Doom releases that were released around this time, and how much of the game is actually in here. Because that was, that was a thing that happened a lot with these Doom ports, is that there was different levels of the completeness of the game. But definitely coming back to this one. Very nice. Up next, we have Rayman. And before this, I had only ever played through Rayman Legends. And I actually loved Rayman Legends. So I was pretty excited to see where the series started. It looks great. It's got these bright, vibrant colors. I really love the character design. The level design looks awesome. Lots of detail and movement in the background and scenery. It's got great controls and it's super fun. I'm actually bummed that I waited so long to play this. I had a blast. I am definitely going to be coming back to Rayman on the Jaguar here. Or, I guess it's also on the PlayStation 2, I believe, right? Actually, I think I own it. I got it in a box, but I haven't really had a chance to check it out yet. But definitely excited to go back and play the first Rayman. Awesome. Up next, we have Tempest 2000. This is another one of those games that is seen as a killer app for the platform. And yeah, you know what? This is a lot of fun. At first, I was a little iffy. It took me a few rounds to really get into a groove. But I think that's true for any time I play any iteration of Tempest. But after I did, like, yeah, I succumbed to some greatness. It's got fantastic music. It took me back to the days that I used to go to raves when I was younger. Very cool electronic soundtrack. It's got a few different modes, including a classic mode. That's pretty much, like just the old original arcade game. And just, yeah, it's incredibly addictive and satisfying. This might be the first game that I'm coming back to when I revisit the Jaguar. Up next, we have Towers 2, Plight of the Stargazer. This is one that was recommended to me by a viewer during a live stream. I never heard of it, didn't really know what to expect. I will say, now that I've played a little bit of it, I like the general vibe. I love, role-playing games like this. I really like the aesthetic. There's a lot that I'm interested in here. I will say I had to pull up a manual when I played because I couldn't figure out how to do what I wanted to do when I started. I will say it is pretty choppy and kind of awkward to get around. The enemies programming is really odd. They just kind of meander away from me. Like, I'll be fighting them and they'll just, I guess get bored and walk away, or, they would just ignore me. It was just weird. Or sometimes I would have like 3 or 4 people just all of a sudden just like coming at me at once, but then they would just randomly leave. It was just the programming of the enemies was very odd, and I didn't understand what's going on. I am intrigued. I haven't really gotten to play this one very much yet. This is one I think I'm going to have to sit down and really devote some time to. But I am intrigued, and it seems like a pretty unique experience for the Jaguar platform. I don't think there's any other games like this. Up next, we have Trevor McFur in the Crescent Galaxy. This is one that I have played previously in the Atari 50th Anniversary Collection, and it made a very, very negative first impression that first time that I played it. It just does not look very good. It looks very, very amateur. But after playing some more, I will say it's not a bad game. It's just an extremely mediocre one, in my opinion. It's just very bland and uninteresting. I don't find the weapons or enemies to be particularly appealing, and it doesn't have music. This lack of music during the gameplay just really hurts it. Just makes it feel kind of boring. I don't know. I will try to play through this one day, but I'm not in a huge hurry to do so. And the last game we're going to look at is Wolfenstein 3D. Now let me start off by saying the original DOS version of this game is one of my most nostalgic games of all time. It gets me right in the nostalgia bone. I'll never forget the first time I saw my father load this up on our Tandy PC, and the graphics just blowing me away, just blowing me away. So I've got a lot of love and nostalgia for Wolfenstein 3D. And I'm happy to say this seems to be a pretty decent conversion. I didn't play too much of this. I played through a few levels. I think it looks really nice. I really like the way that the graphics look here in the Jaguar version. And the music sounds awesome. The music's great in here. I didn't want to stop playing. I really didn't. Oh man, it's been a long time since I've played any iteration of Wolfenstein. I really wanted to keep going. I'm not sure how much of the original game is actually in here, but I'll definitely play through this sometime soon. In the meantime, I'm going to try to play through the original, which I haven't done for many years. But then after that, maybe I'll do a video where I take a look at all the different versions of Wolfenstein that came out at the time. I think that would be fun. I imagine this one's going to stack up pretty well when I do that. Regardless of anything, I think I can confidently say that this is the best World War II and wall humping simulator on the Jaguar. And there we go, just a quick look at 12 games on the Atari Jaguar platform. Let me know what you guys think of the games. Let me know if you have any experience with the Jaguar. Did you ever own one? Have you played one? What are some good games that I should take a look at? Are there some hidden gems? I mean, I guess there's only I think there's only 50 games on the Jaguar, and then I think it's 13 on the Jaguar CD, so there's not a lot of games for the console. But let me know if there's any games that I should be looking out for. I had a lot of fun doing this, and there were some really good games in here. There were some stinkers, but I'm definitely excited to give the Atari Jaguar some more love in the future. If there's any other consoles you'd like me to take a quick dive into, maybe a more obscure console or one you don't have much experience with or see many people talking about, let me know. I want to thank everybody for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to our channel members. Thank you Sad Vlad, Retro Kart Collector, Viro's Vault, Jeremiah Thomas, Cool Cat 18, Lost in Thought, and Ronan Sid. You guys are beautiful. Thank you so much. If you would like special perks such as being shouted out at the end of videos, please check that join button down below.
Some of you believe your system is the most advanced in the universe. Let's review the numbers. Sega Genesis is 16 bits. 3DO is 32 bits. The Atari Jaguar is 64 bits. Which is more advanced? Clifford! With 64 bits, 3D graphics, real-world animation, and lightning speed that you can only get with Jaguar. Which is more advanced? Clifford!
Can you repeat the question?
Jaguar! Jaguar! Jaguar!